Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Reselling Farming Mom. Tonight we're going to talk about everything that sold last week and what we paid for it. We're going to talk about the items that I'm shipping out tonight, and then we're also going to discuss what we are doing to grow this past year. It is now November, and we have been looking at where we are sitting at with eBay as well as other platforms and what we have done to grow. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's talk about last week's sales. I'm always talking about sales and what we're doing to push them and where they're at, up and down, all around. Sales have been holding steady. They're not going up. They're not completely dropping off. We're just kind of holding a steady, 2 to 3 sales a day. There might be an off day, and then the next day they pick up again. So last week we had some good sales and actually one really awesome one. The first thing that we shipped out was a vintage anchor hocking Fire King Sapphire Blue mixing bowl. It was 8.5 by 3.5 inches. And I think I paid $1 for this at a garage sale, and it sold for $16. So that was an awesome flip. This next one's gonna knock your socks off. So we talked about hatching chicks this year and buying an incubator and buying the incorrect incubator. Well, this was our incorrect incubator. It was an IVYX Scientific 5-liter incubator. We bought it, we used it, and then we found out that it was not an incubator for hatching chicks. It was more of a scientific incubator for, medicines or experiments. I'm not 100% sure, but it was not for chicks. So there's different types of incubators out there. We were really confused when we first opened it because it had a car jack plug and a wall plug. So unfortunately, I lost the wall jack car plug after we had used it. I don't know what to do with the original box. We had bought this off someone that resells pallets here locally. I think we paid $40 for it. We had it for 8 to 10 months. We used it once, and I still was able to flip it here on eBay for $75. I did accept an offer. I had it listed, I think, at $100, but the comparable ones were selling at $110 to $119 with free shipping. So I marked mine to not include the shipping because I obviously charged shipping on top of mine. So I wanted to be competitive. $75, I still got a profit. We still got to try to use it, so that was pretty awesome. Next, we had a set of 4 blue stoneware soup bowls. They were 8-sided. They were marked Portugal on the bottom. This was in my 50% off sale. The set of 4 sold for $14. The original $28. I was only $2 in on these bowls, so I still made a profit. Not as large of a profit, but they had been sitting there for over a year, so it was just fine. And then we have been working on cleaning up the space back here and over here. You can't see it right now, but we've been working very hard. I've been working to clean this up, make some room. So if you notice or watch my previous videos, there's usually hats sitting on this rack behind me. They were left over from a whatnot sale. I had not listed them. Finally, what I did was I lotted them up. I lotted a lot of 14 baseball caps and trucker flat bill hats at an auction. And let me tell you what, I started it at I think $3 or $4, and I was really nervous because it held steady at $4.95 for 6 days. In the last 40 minutes of the sale, it went up to $15.21, and I was stoked. All of these hats, it was all profit. They were all leftover hats from sales that we had made our profit and then some. So I was really excited to see my leftovers sell for decent money. And then the last sale of last week was pretty awesome. It was a set of 7 Tiffin Indiana King's Crown Ruby Flashed Thumbprint Juice Glasses. These are from an indoor sale we hit up. I've talked about the indoor sale before. We've sold these Tiffin ruby red thumbprint glasses before, but I've not sold this style before. We sold the tumblers. We got the tumblers, the sherbet glasses, and these juice glasses, stem juice glasses. I paid $2 or $3 for, I think, 30 to 40 glasses. So I sold this set of 7 for $20. So I was way in the profit already before, and now we're just even more in the profit. So sometimes it pays to buy those really large lots of glassware, even though you're gonna have to go through them. There is gonna be scrap. I remember finding at least 5 to 6 glasses that were chipped that I couldn't do anything with, but it always pays to pay attention to that. People sometimes shy away from the huge sets of china at yard sales, but people sometimes just want them gone. So I always am checking the china because you just never know. There may be a diamond in the rough, and some china and vintage glasses like this do really, really well. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. And then moving on, tonight, I'm shipping out 4 items tonight. Like I said, not a huge lot, but stay tuned till the end because I'm going to tell you how we are boosting our sales this year. So, first up, we had a book sell. This is Latin Lessons by M.L. Smith, 1913, hardcover. It's a little rough around the edges. And it has, I always make sure to take pictures of the inside covers because you just never know the writing and things. This one, I'm going to hold this and it's going to be okay. I'm going to show you. This one had a stamp in there from 1919, which I thought was actually pretty cool. It wasn't just scribbles. It was a vintage stamp. So the book, who knows how much I paid for it. It's been down here for ages. I've actually shied away from listing the hardcover school books. And then, I don't know, they're sitting in my death pile, guys, and I listed them all and they're selling. This one sold for $6. Not big money, but did you see the condition on it? I pictured it very well and it still sold. So I'm really curious if it sold because of the stamp, but still, it's there. Next we have an Elvis Costello Armed Forces cassette tape. It's got elephants on it, guys. Elephants. So this one, I accepted the buyer's offer. It was listed at $5.95. They offered me $3.95 and I hopped on it. Cassette tapes they're hard. They're so great to sell because they are so easy to list and they are so easy to ship and they are even easier to store. But cassette tapes are a slow seller. So I got all these cassette tapes in banana boxes. I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. I bought 4 banana boxes full of cassette tapes. I paid $20 for all the banana boxes. I threw probably 1 banana box worth away of mixtapes because someone told me mixtapes sell and I just wasn't brave enough to try. So they went into the bin. We have went through them. We have hosted whatnot sales on them. I've had 2 flops. 1 went all right. I have listed them on eBay and now we have the rest of them. I am working on lotting them and selling them on eBay. It's a slow process. And when you're lotting them on eBay, for me, the organization part is a little bit more difficult for auction lots in eBay than they are my buy it nows. So I have like these auction boxes setting everywhere. So fingers crossed that they go. If not, I'm going to make them bigger lots and we're going to see where that goes. 2 more sales going out tonight. We had another foghorn item sell. I'm so shocked that it took so long to sell this guy. Probably because he was listed a little high, but he had his tag. He ended up going in the 50% off sale. He sold for $11. He's not super small. You can't see his eyes though, but he does have his tag. He's from the Foghorn Leghorn lot. We can pin up the video down below in the description of all the items we ended up pulling from this Foghorn Leghorn auction. It was crazy. We still have a few pieces here and there. They keep showing up. Keep showing up, but he was still all profit. Last item we're shipping out tonight is clothes. My favorite. not really, but clothes sell. If you have nice clothes or access to clothes, by all means, clothes do sell. They are not my favorite to list at all. I don't enjoy it, but I do it on occasion. Sometimes I push myself or I make myself list 5 to 10 a week. This is a pair of size 4 women's Jennifer Lopez dark wash bootcut jeans. You guys, these are my jeans. I didn't fit in them anymore. I didn't wear them anymore. So I listed them on eBay. Clothes, we typically save clothes that either the kids don't wear or we don't wear. We save them and we have an annual yard sale. And we sell them. And then after the yard sale, I go through and I pull all of the items that I think I may be able to list online. But jeans are better, easier sellers. A, they're easier to take pictures of, and B, they sell a little bit better for me, especially my husband's Levi's that he doesn't wear. So I figured I would try it with these JLo jeans. I don't have a buy-in price, obviously, because they were mine. They were pre-owned, and they sold for $12.60. So actually, it pays to look at your guys' stuff before you're just donating it or tossing it or yard selling it, because 2 weeks ago, we sold a pair of my son's shoes. Granted, little kid, I say little kid, he was 6, I think, when he wore them. Kids' shoes don't always stay in excellent condition, but these were actually really great. The bottoms were gray instead of white, but that was the soles. We sold a pair of his Skechers for like $8 or $9. So don't discount your guys' stuff. You don't have to only source outside the home. Source inside the home. It's fine. Mercari pushes it all the time. Granted, I'm not a huge fan of Mercari. I do have listings on Mercari, and I just consider it like my little bonus fund. You know, I think there's $20 right now. Not a lot. So, okay. Let's get serious. The moment we've all been waiting for. Let's talk boosting sales this year. I feel like we got to follow the trend sometimes. I have a really hard time with it. I don't do well with change, and I totally understand if you guys don't either. But this year, my husband pushed for us to join Whatnot last year. With much difficulty, we did. It took us, I think, 2 to 3 times applying to be accepted to sell on Whatnot. With that, we have had many flops on Whatnot. We have tried to sell everything on Whatnot, and it wasn't until the last 2 months that we have accidentally niched ourselves into possibly the best thing that's happened to us. We have niched ourselves into these Amazon mystery boxes on Whatnot. It has been a game changer for us, guys. This has been what has boosted our sales to where we will do more than we did last year. So I don't know if you guys have been watching me, but we discussed growing, and I didn't foresee doubling eBay. I really had high hopes, but when you're putting in the same amount of time and the same amount of everything, it's hard to see that number spike when you're not making a lot of changes. We've actually, for me wanting to grow, we did not source a lot this year. We've been really working hard on listing the things that are here instead of just buying more. So, like I said, boosting sales. We have been hosting 1 minimum, if not 2, Whatnot shows a week, and that has been what has boosted our sales. My husband has the numbers. I'm not a numbers girl, but I know, I see the money coming in. The Whatnot boxes have changed it all for us. So if you guys haven't experimented with Whatnot or checked Whatnot out, I highly recommend it. It's an online live auction platform. You know, you have to apply to be a seller, but you don't have to apply to be a buyer. And it's all automatic payment. I mean, they buy the item, then they have to pay for it right there. Granted, multiple transactions isn't really fun, but at the same time, it's the user friendliness of the website to ship is great. You know, it's just trial and error. And granted, once you get accepted in your category, you can sell in any category. So like I said, we had multiple flops. You guys, we have sold everything on Whatnot at least once, I swear. We have sold, I've had magazine shows, I've had book shows, I've had clothes shows, I've had Shop My Yard sale show. We've done mystery boxes, like hard goods mystery boxes. We've had the killerest Pyrex shows ever. So, but now we are selling Amazon boxes, and like I said before, it's great. We are selling new items. They are easy to ship, easy to sell, and it's fun. The people get involved, and it's a great time. So I highly recommend, if you guys haven't checked out Whatnot already, to give it a try. And do not give up at all on your first time if it doesn't work out. Do not give up on your second. Do not give up on your third. Keep trying. Don't get defeated. It happens. You guys, have someone that will get in there that can just talk and support you, and it will all be fine. I promise. If you have any questions or need any help or even need a referral for Whatnot, drop a comment down below and we can message you and we can help you get started and answer any questions that you might have that we are able to answer. So with that, thank you all for joining, and the next video we will have the totals for our Christmas for Kids fundraiser, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'm super excited, and we will make sure to keep you all updated. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.